We're live. I think we're live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Jit Geek, and welcome to a brand new world first Final Fantasy X hardcore Nuzlocke challenge. If you join us in the chat, as always, absolutely amazing to have you with us. And if you're celebrating today, Merry Christmas from all of us at Jit Geek. Merry Christmas from all of us at Jit Geek if you're celebrating today. Now, if you are joining us in the chat, great to have you with us, as always. It's been a while since I've been streaming. It's been a while since I've been pumping out the content. But I've been cooking. I've been cooking up something major for the Final Fantasy X community and in general the Final Fantasy community, because from what I understand, I don't think there are many, if any at all, Final Fantasy Nuzlocks around. I don't actually think there has been any made. So I am claiming this as a world first, not only in the Final Fantasy X space, but in the Final Fantasy space in general. So what we've got here is the gameplay setup, and we'll be coming back to this shortly because I think there's quite a few rules. There's quite a few rules that I want to get through first, just to kind of introduce this challenge. What is actually a Nuzlocke, and what is the difference between a Nuzlocke and a hardcore Nuzlocke? And then, what is the difference between a normal Nuzlocke, whatever that is, and a Final Fantasy X Nuzlocke? So, we're just going to have a few, we'll just wait a minute or two just to make sure a few people can jump on in the chat. I've just got my phone here with me as always, just to make sure everything's running smoothly. I think everything's setting up. Great to see we've already got some people in the chat. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this Christmas edition of Jit Geek. I'd usually be doing a Jit Geek in the week, but I've decided to do a special gaming stream. I've been cooking this up now for months, and I am absolutely pumped to let this loose among the channel, among the community, and just kind of, experiment with a new type of challenge. This hasn't been explored in the Final Fantasy community. If you are joining us in the chat, smash the like button if you're enjoying the content. If you enjoy the stream later on, feel free to smash the like button on the live stream or the VOD. I'll be looking to change this into a regular video on demand, edit it down a little bit, kind of take out all the crap, really. And that'll be kind of a regular thing, I'm hoping, over the next few months. Depends how long it takes, right? Because this might take a week. This might take one sitting. I doubt it. This might take a whole year. I hope not, but let's see. Let's see. If you are joining us in the chat as well on the live stream, we've got the live chat. We've also got the chat question in there. I'm asking everyone, have you done a Nuzlocke challenge before? Now, that could be across any game, really. But I'm aware that really the hardcore Nuzlocke, the Nuzlocke community, is very much based around the Pokemon games. So, I think with that out of the way, I think everything's looking good. Yeah, the sound's coming through clutch. I think we'll just jump straight into it then. So, what on earth is a Nuzlocke? And what on earth is a hardcore Nuzlocke? Now, I'm going to get to those two questions shortly. And as I've mentioned, I'm going to follow up with telling you what actually is going to be this whole challenge. What is going to be a Final Fantasy X hardcore Nuzlocke? So we're going to explain all of these rules. All of this information is available in the description if you're watching later on the live stream, if you're watching on the video on demand later on, or if you kind of just want to jump back to this in future, maybe try it out for yourself. So, I've been watching a lot of Pokemon content recently, most notably content creators like P-Chal and I think Drax or DRXX or something like that. Quite a lot of big names within the Pokemon Nuzlocke space A lot of JRose11 as well. Shout out to those guys. Fantastic Pokemon creators. If you fancy something a bit different in between watching a bit of Jit Geek. So, what actually is a Nuzlocke, right? Well, in the context of a Pokemon game, a Nuzlocke is... It's basically a set of rules, and it's a set of rules, and it's a set of... Yeah, we'll say it's a set of rules. It's a set of rules intended to create a higher difficulty level, usually playing Pokemon games. And a playthrough of this type is called a Nuzlocke. Now, how does this differ to a hardcore Nuzlocke? Well, we'll get onto that. There are additional rules, there are special rules, and there are clauses, and we're going to go through the lot. I'm going to try and break this down as simply, as plainly as I can, and as easy for you to follow, and as quickly as I can, because I want to jump straight into this, right? I've been cooking this up for months. I really want to get involved, and I really want to get into the nitty-gritty. I want to get into the challenge, and I want to jump straight into this. So, basic rules of a Nuzlocke for a Pokemon game. These include the following 3 main rules, and these have all been taken from either the Nuzlocke University or Pichow and his website. So, for basic Nuzlocke rules, only the first Pokemon in each new route or area can be caught. If a Pokemon faints, it's permanently dead and is permanently boxed, and you must give each Pokemon a nickname. Now, those are the basic Nuzlocke rules for a Pokemon game. I imagine they kind of differ for different games, but those are the basics for a Pokemon game. When it comes to a Final Fantasy X Nuzlocke, the basic rules are as follows. And these are the things that are going to be most important going forward in the challenge, especially these. So the basic Nuzlocke rules for an FFX Nuzlocke, are as follows. Only the first unique enemy or enemies on a new route can be stolen from. Now, I think I've given an example as to what is classified as a route within the description. If I haven't, please let me know. But theoretically, a route I am defining as a new route within an area. So let's say, for instance, we're in Beaconau, and we're in Killicker Woods, and no, that's a bad example. Right, good example. We're in Macalania Woods, okay, and we've just come from the Thunder Plains, and we start off in Macalania Woods South. Then we move into Macalania Woods Central. In my version of these Nuzlocke rules for FFX, I am deeming a route is the difference between the Macalania Woods Central and Macalania Woods South. That is my example that I can provide you. And if that's not in the description, I will put it in the description at some point. So just let me know. Now, rule number 2. Once a character or an Aeon faints, it cannot be used for the remainder of the run. Now, this is going to be where the challenge kind of steps up a notch, really. And that's exactly what it says on the tin. I must ensure that each and every one of my characters and Aeons survives. I can, I guess, strategically sacrifice characters and Aeons where I think it's best to. But the whole premise of this challenge is based around keeping these characters and Aeons alive. Because if they die, even once, there's no Auto Phoenix, there's no Auto Life, there's no Phoenix Downs, there's no Mega Phoenixes. They're gone for the remainder of the run. If I lose Riku in the Submerged Ruins, she's gone for the remainder of the run. I might as well quit that one, by the way. But so that's kind of another major basic Nuzlocke rule for the FF10 version. And number 3, a bit more light-hearted here. I must nickname every character and every Aeon. And we're going to be doing that through the FFX editor once I've got that set up. And yeah, we can have some fun and games with that one. Now, jumping back to the Pokemon Nuzlocke rules, where a Nuzlocke differs from a hardcore Nuzlocke is the following 3 major rules. Now, this steps it up even further, a bigger and better challenge here. So, number 1, you cannot use the item command in battle. Number 2, Pokemon cannot exceed the level of the next gym leader's highest Pokemon. And number 3, your battle style has to be on set mode. Now, whatever set mode is, that we don't need to worry about that for this FFX challenge. And really, it's only the first rule in these hardcore Nuzlocke rules that we can actually make any use of. So, for us, for an FFX hardcore Nuzlocke rule, I'm applying the following 3. Number 1, similar to the Pokemon games, similar to the hardcore Nuzlocke rules for Pokemon games, I will not be able to use the item command in battle, but I will be able to use the use command in battle, the use special command. Number 2, you cannot level up. No sphere grid rules apply. What is a Jit Geek challenge without me applying no sphere grid rules? So I've brought them into this challenge as well. And I think with my experience, and I think of a lot of people that are will look to pick this up, I don't think that's going to be as hard as you think. Now, third and finally, characters cannot switch out until they have taken at least 1 turn. And I think this is quite an interesting rule, really, because not only does it kind of give me a similar rule to the Pokemon games in terms of the set mode. Set mode basically means they can't switch out the turn that they are brought in, or they can't switch out when they've defeated a Pokemon. In terms of FFX, I see this as being quite a dark horse rule. I see this as being quite one that's going to help, one that's probably going to slip me up every now and again. So that's going to be an interesting one, I think, going forward. So if I bring in a character from the back row, I can't just switch them back out. I've made a mistake. They must take a turn. And I think at the start of the game, this is going to be okay. This isn't going to be too much hassle, really. But I think as we move forward into the game, and sorry, I'm just adjusting. As we move forward into the game and enemies start getting bigger agility, that's where this is going to creep in as an interesting rule for me to apply. So those are the basic Nuzlocke rules. Those are the hardcore Nuzlocke rules. What else? What else have we got to contend with? Well, as I mentioned at the start, there are 2 additional kind of categories of rules which we just need to quickly go through from a Pokemon perspective and a Final Fantasy X perspective. And those are the following. So we've got special rules, which are basically additional rules. Neither Nuzlocke or hardcore Nuzlocke. They're kind of additional, I guess, parts of the challenge that are usually added onto either Nuzlocke or hardcore Nuzlocke challenges. And then we've got clauses, which again are not specific to Nuzlocke and hardcore Nuzlocke, but are mostly, if not always, included within Nuzlocke and hardcore Nuzlocke challenges. So, special rules. In a Pokemon game, usually you can only use as many Pokemon as the opposing gym leader, Elite Four member, or champion. Gift Pokemon, static Pokemon are allowed if they are your first encounter, and the game is only finished when you beat the strongest trainer available. So if you're familiar to Pokemon games, that's usually either the champion or Red or Steven, something like that. With regards to a Final Fantasy X Nuzlocke or hardcore Nuzlocke, I am imposing the following additional special rules. Number 1, you may not use an Bhed Compilation Sphere or play any mini games. Now, I know for a fact I have a description of what I am deeming as a mini game in the description. All of that information is available in the description. And again, this is intending to create a higher level of difficulty versus a regular Final Fantasy X challenge. Number 2, the second special rule I have put in place is obtaining a Ronso Rage from your first encounter can be done in place of your steal. So picture this. We're on Jose and we encounter, I don't know, we encounter, let's say we're on Jose, just for instance, just for an example. We're on Jose and we've got access to Riku and we've got access to Kamari. And we're in a bit of a tough spot. If we, I don't know, encounter the Basilisk, for instance, do we teach Stone Breath to Kamari, or do we try and nab a Petrify Grenade? You're in a bit of a catch-22, really. Personally, I'd probably go for a Ronso Rage there, but you get my drift. Now, there is a kind of tangent on this, and I will go over that shortly, but obtaining a Ronso Rage, basically, you can do that in place of your steel, and all it means is that you just forfeit your steel for that route. Now, on the next route, if you're in Macalania Woods, going back to my original example, if you're in Macalania Woods and you've stolen from an enemy in the south part of Macalania Woods, and then you move on to the central part, you can still Ronso Rage from, whatever encounter you come across. Vice versa. You can Ronso Rage first in the south part of Macalania Woods, and in the central part, you can steal. So we're going to need to kind of, maybe keep some notes about what we've stolen from where. That could come into play. I don't know. It could be linear. I don't know. I haven't really kind of figured that one out yet. But the third special rule I'm putting in place is the game is only finished when you beat the final storyline boss, Yu Yevon. And I've put that in here because technically Yu Yevon is the final storyline boss. And if I remember correctly, we will still have to apply a lot of these rules when it comes to the Yu Yevon fight and the fight against the Aeons. So that's actually going to be, in my eyes, quite a tough encounter. So we'll have to figure that out when we get to it. Now, let's jump back to the left and talk about the Pokemon games. And finally, clauses. So what are clauses? Well, in a Pokemon Nuzlocke, there are 3 types of clauses, or 3 main types of clauses. One is about dupes or duplicates, and what this means is as follows. If the first Pokemon in an area is already owned, you may battle until you find one that you don't own. And this basically is what it says on the tin. If I encounter a Rattata on Route 1, then on Route 2, if I encounter Rattata as my first enemy on Route 2, I can skip Rattata because I already own that Pokemon. Clause number 2, Species Clause. So after 3 duplicate encounters, you must catch the 4th Pokemon regardless, or you must attempt to catch that Pokemon regardless. And clause number 3 is about shinies. If you encounter a shiny wild Pokemon, you may catch it. This doesn't count as an encounter for that area or for that route. So how have I applied these to the FFX Nuzlocke rules? Well, they are as follows. 3 main clauses. And I've tried to keep these similar. So we've gone with the first being dupes again. And I've applied this to weapons and armor abilities. So your front 3 cannot have the same equipment ability equipped at the same time. So I'm just going to repeat that again. Your front 3 party cannot have the same equipment ability at the same time. So what does this mean? This means that if I've got Tidus, Waka, and Riku, they all can't have First Strike. One can have First Strike, the other one can have Initiative, and the other one can have Evade and Counter, but all 3 cannot have the same equipment ability at the same time. Now, I'm thinking this is going to come in real clutch, and it's going to make such a great challenge for when we're facing someone like Seymour, because of all of the different elemental attacks that Seymour's going to throw at us. So clause number 2 is species again, and it's kind of a duplicate of what we've saw in the basic rules, but it's a unique first encounter. So you can only steal from or obtain a Ronso Rage from the first enemy or enemies you encounter on each route, and you cannot steal from that enemy again. So if I encounter a dingo in Well, let's go back to the Macalania Woods example again. So if I encounter a Xiphos in Macalania Woods South, then, and I steal from that Xiphos, so I stole whatever it is, a high potion, a mega potion, I then move on to the central part of Macalania Woods, and I encounter a Xiphos as my first encounter, I cannot steal from that again. Okay? Has to be a unique first encounter. So, clause number 3 is as follows. And I really couldn't think of anything to do with shinies or anything, so I've gone with summons. And I'm putting a restriction in where Aeons can only be summoned during boss battles, and only one Aeon is permitted per battle. Now, what am I deeming a boss battle? Well, theoretically, any boss that has the name convention within the CTB bar of boss is classed as a boss. And I think I've also classified Isaru fights and the first Garuda as a boss fight as well, only because during those two you have to summon. Now, I guess the only thing that I need to go back on, now I've spoken about all of these different rules, is what is classed as a mini game. And I've debated on this for quite some time now, because I've gone over all of the different types of kind of extra little games you can play in this game in Final Fantasy X, and quite a lot of them, if not all of them, give you something broken or give you access to something broken. So, regarding special rule number 1, I am limiting mini-games to the Cloister of Trials, to the Rusty Sword, and to the Monster Arena. Now, I've debated on whether the Monster Arena is a mini-game with myself for about 3 months, and I've come to terms with the fact that you've actually got to put in quite a lot of effort and energy, and yes, the spoils are great, but if I think about it, let's say I've captured all of the birds and I've attained my 99 Auto Phoenixes. I can theoretically only put Auto Phoenix on one character per battle, or I can only utilize one slot for Auto Phoenix at any given time. So having 99 Auto Phoenixes to me isn't broken, partly because I can't use them in battle, but partly because I can only theoretically leverage them for one type of auto equipment ability during a normal fight or a boss fight. So that's another reason why I've included the Monster Arena not within the mini games. Whereas the Albed Primers, Blitzball, Butterfly Hunting, Cactuar Stones in the Thunder Plains, Cactuar Village, Quest minigame, Chocobo Training, Lightning Dodging, Remium Temple Chocobo Racing, Belgemine, and I'll get to her in a minute, and gaining extra Aeons are all off limits. Okay? Now, the reason I've limited Belgemine is because you could theoretically, within this challenge, if you had access to Belgemine, power up an Aeon to maximum stats, have a 99,999 HP Anima with 255 in everything and just smash the game to bits. You could do that with Bahamut as well. So that's why I've kind of limited summoning. I see it as such a broken mechanic in this game, and I've tried to still allow me to utilize summons, but not utilize some broken mechanics of summoning. So there we have it, really. That's kind of what I wanted to spill out and, yeah, kind of give you access to the rules, the ways of working, the kind of lay of the land as what's going to happen within this Final Fantasy X Hardcore Nuzlocke. Now, before we go into our first attempt at this, I'm just going to check the chat because I've recognised we've had a couple of chats since we started. What's up, Big Baby J30? Good to see you, my man. Merry Christmas if you're celebrating today. If not, happy 25th of December. How you been, man? It's been a while since I've been live. It's been a while since I've been creating. So, yeah, it's good to be on. It's great to be on, brother. Great to see you in the chat as well. I'm bringing to you a Christmas special, and this is a brand new Final Fantasy X challenge that I've developed for the community to enjoy really and to try out if you want to at some point. So great to hear from you, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family as well, brother. Thanks for the support this year, and thanks for all the the likes and the love and the comments that you're always providing the channel. Much appreciated. And while I'm cooking my Boxing Day meal, I'll be catching up on your new game minus video content. I've got that saved, ready for later. So, right, let's just get this overlay back and get the video back set up. There we are. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. The missus has unfortunately left me on Christmas night to go off to work, so we are we're doing some streaming. So I thought I'd share with you what I've been cooking up in the background, and this is it, the new Final Fantasy X Hardcore Nuzlocke. Right, you're gonna have to give me a couple of minutes while I set up my Steam, and you can let me know if the sound is okay, because I recognise that Final Fantasy is a very, very loud game. Right, so let's get to it. Right, so the game's looking good. Can you still hear me in the chat over the game music? I know it does get a bit louder, but I'm really hoping that we've got a nice balance. Right, I thought so. Right, let's see if we can sort this volume out. I've still got to figure this out, so... That's not the... Let's see if I can do it on here. Right, I'm hoping that's better now, and we can... Yo, LG, what's up, my man? Good to see you, brother. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. What's up? How's it going? Got a few FF10 veterans in the chat. Right, sounds good. Okay, thanks, Big Baby J. That's fab. Let's. I think we're going to motor on. Right. Get the strategy guide in place. Everything's locked and loaded. Okay. Let's get the pad on. Good to see a few of you in the chat before we kick off the world's first Final Fantasy X Hardcore Nuzlocke. Right, that's sounding okay to me. So, without further ado, I bring you the world's first Final Fantasy X Hardcore Nuzlocke. Let's go. Now, we're going to choose the standard sphere grid because it really doesn't matter, and we're going to go with Perfect. Can you still hear... Right, let's have some fun. So, the first thing I actually need you to do for me in chat is give me a theme about what we're going to call our characters, what our nicknames are. So let me put a new, let me see if I can put a new. Right, so let's end that poll and let's start a new poll. What should our nickname theme be? Should it be real world jobs, fruit, meat? I like meat. Fruit's easy. No, we won't go for meat. We'll go for fruit, or we'll go for animals, or we'll go for something else. Something random. The whole purpose of this is to create, apparently, is to create a better bond with our characters. So, I mean, usually in a Nuzlocke, they go with like real world jobs, so like, you know, a pilot or a postman or a nurse and stuff like that. So, but I'm happy to go with whatever the chat goes with, and depending on how long it takes to get to a new attempt, we can chop and change this. So we can go for animals this time, or we can go for you know, jobs next time, whatever. So if you are joining us in the chat, if you could just spare a couple of seconds of your time just to give me your thoughts on what we should be, what our nickname theme should be. So far we've got 1 vote on animals. So animals, blonde hair. And I'll get better at this, right, as we go along. Ooh, lions have usually got blonde hair. Or is he a sheep? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's either got to be a lion or a sheep. Right, okay, we're going to go with animals. So, Tidus is going to be Mr. Lion. That's good. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Lion boy. I absolutely love the cutscene remover. It is arguably the greatest thing that's been done with this game. I can't remember if we pick up anything from these people or if it's just dialogue. So I'm just going to double check, because really anything is going to be helpful in this challenge. I don't think I do though. I think it's further on. And if I'm honest, I don't really spend a lot of time in Spheres, in this part of Zanarkand. Usually try and kind of just try and blitz through it. Oh, that's one of the only times as well that they actually say a name in this game. Them two kids there. There's one of the blitzers in Killiker after Sin's attack. And them two kids. I think someone did a vote on that the other week, and it was ever so interesting. Like, you only think it's once, and then it's like turns out it's like
coming through. Sorry.
I think it's like
hey, I'm gonna
4
be
or
late.
5 or 6 times.
Hey, let go of me.
I like Lion for Tidus, to be fair, because he's actually got quite a lot of courage in my eyes. You know, he's in a foreign world, and he needs courage, and he needs determination, and he's the leader at the end. Well, you could argue he's the leader, but he's and his hair looks like a mane, absolutely, BBJ. So it's very fitting. I think we've done well there. First of all, with Tidus. And here's our main man, and we'll have to nickname him in a bit. I'll probably nickname them off screen. Boring than that. I'm gonna have to download that far playing editor as well. That's meant to be really good. So actually, what I'm gonna do is now.
These ones don't matter. We cut through.
I'm actually gonna defend with Tidus because. Ooh, nice crits to start with. just to protect Tidus because of his lower health. And Auron can tank it, and he can take all of these out. And eventually, another crit. Bloody hell, we're getting some good. Right, I'm going to leave the chat poll on in terms of the theme. And by the end of this first stream, I'm going to see what's got the most votes, and then we'll adjust. Oh, I should have defended the Tidus there, never mind. I don't know, attack with him. And I've just selected the right one. There we go. It's one at KO, I suppose. I don't get any attacks. Yeah, no probs, LG. Good to have you a part of the stream tonight, man. Thanks for checking in. Happy holidays. Hope you have a good day. I'm already at Ames already. No probs, man. You just take it easy.
Get out of my town!
Get out.
Some can't wait to die.
Some absolutely epic quotes. Have to not mess this up. Get in. 1 for 1 with Aurons. Overdrives. Get in. Again, I'm going to defend with Tidus because... Oh, I suppose we can't die now, actually, because he's only got demo. So, what I could do... Let me just check. I could be cheeky here and actually get Comrade Overdrive mode. So I'm just going to double check how many turns. Because if it's like 200, I'm just going to skip that. I can figure out Comrade Overdrive mode another time. It might not even be useful in this mod. But it could be, that's the thing. I haven't had any kind of testing with this. I don't know what's going to be useful. I don't know what's not going to be useful. Right, I've got my pack in here. So, Comrade, Tidus, yeah, 300. And Auron is 220. So, nah, I ain't about that. Let's just take it down. What I will do, though, is Spiral Cuts. I mean, I could... You know what? I even could I even could get Slice and Dice here if I really wanted to. Oh, that's gonna take far too long. Yeah, we can't die from this. Both of them could actually, we're getting an amazing critical hit ratio. Both of them could go to 1 HP and we wouldn't lose this fight. So we're in a good spot. So far, so good. So far, I don't think I've broken any of the rules either. So yes, we've got no equipment. Well, actually, that's quite interesting. So we've got an empty bracer, but I'm not going to class like an empty slot as the same. If Tidus got an empty slot, I don't think that's necessary for me to do. Right, I think this is where we pick stuff up. Oh, I forgot. I've got ×2, ×4. Been doing a lot of challenge runs recently, and this ×2 and ×4 have come in major help. Right, so let's spawn in some stuff. Let's pick. One, 4, 3. We'll pick that. Double save. Okay. Right, this is where we can die. So actually, Tidus is going to defend here. Because... Right, you have to take one of these out. Because Auron can take the hits easier. And God forbid if Tidus dies. No, we can't hit the electric thing yet. See, 15 damage. Piece of cake. Oh, nice miss from Auron. Auron got 255 evasion already.
This could be bad. That! Knock it down.
Right, here we go.
Trust me, you'll see.
It only needs 3 hits, and I'm still playing it safe with Tidus here. Because actually, Tidus is going to be very important in this challenge because of that first strike in Macalania. So, Auron's tanking it like a proper trooper. And I think that either does critical damage when the wings start to flutter, or it does double damage. Yeah, it does about double damage. Right, I think it's only 4 hits here. Good to go. No, it must be 5. Yes, get in. Only trouble is with the cutscene removal, we don't get to see the absolutely epic ones. Like that one there was an epic one when he reaches out.
Hey!
And I'm surprised that it doesn't turn off stuff. Right, we've made it to the submerged ruins, and I mean we're going to have no use for those Phoenix Downs. We're having no sphere grid rules. Never realised he started with 18 luck. I always thought it was 17 luck. Right, let's turn the map off. Keep Aeons short. Help will keep on. Person memory. Names on. Subtitles on, yeah. Music original. I like Besaid and Luca. Original tracks. Vibration off. Okay, let's go for it. Right, we can get a couple of chests around here. This is where times 4 is kicking in. So, no use of this here, because this is in... Is that an Bhed Compilation? Oh no, it's a repeat password.
What do we have here? Nope, can't read it.
That's something I've forgotten about, actually, is the repeat passwords. I'm wondering if I should include that within the minigame. I think I will, because there is some quite lucrative stuff that's available, so I might have to edit that one in the description. So here's the compilation sphere I was talking about. We can't use that, and we're going to have no access. Well, we will have access, obviously, to the primers, but I'm not going to be picking them up as part of this challenge. Right, that was 2 potions. Okay, we can just go now. So yeah, I don't really think this is going to come into fruition, if I'm quite honest, until probably Mihen High Road. And that's where the challenge is going to begin in my eyes. Because we've got multiple enemies with good stats. We've got we've got elementals to deal with, and then, you know, we can really start putting this challenge to its paces in my eyes. So up until then, it's not going to be much different to a regular No Sphere Grid playthrough, I imagine. Nice miss there from Tidus. And we might as well not attack. We might as well just defend, because we can't lose that against the Gioscano, although we will be going back to him. Right, so we've done the corridor. Let's just take that off. Right, we've got to find, as usual, we've got to find, sorry, that's where Riku's going to come bursting through. We've got to find the flint, and there is some chests. So I'm going to continue to pick up the chests, because I just never know what's around the corner with this, really. I can grind for gills. So gills not going to be a problem, right? But at the end of the day, I actually don't know what challenges we're going to face. Like, it could come to a point where we're really strapped for cash and, you know, we've only got 2 characters. Oh, so that's where we've come from. Let me turn the map off. So yeah, this isn't really going to be much different to a usual playthrough. Right, let's just put in another save so we don't have to... You never know. I mean, there's no restart. If we do get a game over... sorry, if we do... yeah, if we kind of do get a game over, we've got to start again. That's the whole point of the Nuzlocke. If my character wipes out, so if I die against Click here, with Riku not in the party, game over, got to start again, and I've got to do all the bloody Ames again. Right, so that's where Riku's coming. Too much bloody Christmas pudding, I think. Right, this is where the weathered bouquet should be. There's a chest here. Yeah. Little sneaky one. I think there's a chest. If we keep going as well. We've got them, that's good. Must admit, growing up, when I first started playing this game, I wasn't particularly fond of the start, but as I've grown to do a lot more challenge runs, I've become quite in favour of the start of this. I don't think it particularly does a great job of telling you the complexities of the story, but yeah, I have grown to quite enjoy the start. So what I'm thinking is we're going to attack it until we'll probably get an overdrive. Oh, that's doing 100, right? Okay. So I think it's 3 or 4. Oh yeah, another miss. Great, we're getting great RNG the start of this. So because we had that miss, I think I can probably tank. Couple more hits. Right, this is where we get Riku, join the party.
You on my side? Cool.
We're gonna have to start thinking, Baby J, about nicknames for Riku and Auron. It's a shame we have to use a grenade here. So, if I get a crit, actually, I think I'm gone. So we'll use a potion. And oh, I just broke the I've just broke one of the... I've just used the item command. Oh my god. I've committed the cardinal sin already. I'm so sorry. I think for attempt number 2, I think I'm going to have to disable that item command because it's too easy to use. For God's sake. Well, I apologise there, folks. This is the nature. This is kind of the difference.
I won't let you down.
Right, what we're going with again? We're going with lion again. Even though I think it's a tie. Let's just double check the chat. Yeah, real world jobs and animals. So we're going to go with lion for now. Okay.
I won't let.
It didn't take that long to get to click, and I think if I use ×4, I can get there. I'm sure someone round there gives you a potion, but never mind. I guess I've got no use for them
Make
outside
way,
of
make
battle.
way. Coming through. Sorry. Hey. Hey. Let.
Oh yeah, mouse. She's a little thief. I love it. Yep, love it, Baby J. Cutscene might work. Soon find out. Yeah, I think it is because he gives him the sword there.
These ones don't matter. We cut through.
Okay. These ones don't get a hit. That's fine. Imagine getting somewhere though, like Seymour Flux, and we lose. Oh my god. This is going to
Don't
be
bother going
painful.
after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
This is going to be bloody painful. 71 with a crit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm definitely defending with Tidus. If we lose if we lose anyone, really, I reckon the only expendable ones are going to be Lulu, probably Kamari. Maybe Whacker actually as well will be expendable.
Get out of my town.
Some can't wait to die.
Overdrives. Right. Let's go 2 for 2. Boom. Get on. Boom. Look at that. Crit. Bloody hell. Getting great RNG with a crit. Now, do I save Spiral Cut for click? I think I will. Let's just speed through this. We'll save Spiral Cut. I think that's probably going to be the best plan. defend until we get the cutscene. There we go. Yep. We'll speed through this. Now, if I remember correctly, it was 4 turns or 5 turns. So that's 2. Four. There we go. 5. Perfect.
Hey. Hey!
My old man?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. Imagine we get to Flux or Unalesca or BFA and it just goes downhill, just fails completely. I mean, what a bit of a waste if I'm honest, but at the end of the day, that's all part of the challenge. That's kind of, you know, there isn't another Final Fantasy X challenge out there that does that to you really, kind of really, you know, you get the opportunity to save and have another go, and it's all part and part of what a Nuzlocke is. But I was watching Pokemon Nuzlockes a few weeks ago. The guy gets to the end boss and dies and has to go again. Thank God for this ×4 speed though, because we're basically back at click already. Let's just stick in another save. How's the sound coming in now? BBJ 30. Is it still holding up okay? Is it still, you know, can you still hear some, I guess, can you hear some background noise still from the game? Because I don't want to drown that out completely with my commentary, but equally I do want my commentary to be louder than the game sound. Okay. Let's just defend again, and defend again. We can't die. And we're back to where we were. Perfect. So let's get the chests. Okay, Sam, thanks for letting me know. Right, Riku's coming out of there. Go in this one first. And how's my sound? Is it okay? Like, am I too high? Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? It's always difficult with FFX. I find it a very, very loud game. I remember when I first started streaming, oh god, I had some problems with my sound. Just couldn't quite get it right. Right, I should just be able to go to the other side. So let's chuck in a save. Okay, that's good to know. So it's basically, there's basically no sound during a battle. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. So we've got both of them. I think we've got all the items around here. So let's go to the click battle once again. let's go straight into the spoil. I think it's either attacks or a damage threshold. And we're getting 2 attacks there. Right, so that feels like to me that's a damage threshold. And we've already done around 600-700, and I think this has got 2,000. Oh, 1,500. So we're nearly there. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we can... Well, it's our first steal. There's nothing stopping... Oh, we've got a rare still there. That's beautiful. Right, I've just got to be careful here. Right, so that's perfect. So I'm going to attack with Riku. Probably should have defended. Oh my god. See, imagine we lost Riku there. Good job we stole all of those grenades. Thank God for that. Nearly lost Riku in the first boss battle. Ah, I've realised BBJ30, I think... Oh, you hear the sound? Okay, I think it's because I had the double speed on, to be fair. Right, let's put in another save. So that book there, that one, that Bhed one, we're not going to touch. What we are going to do, though, I think, is... How many... Right, we've got potion. I might do the potion trick for 3 or 4 times, just to get the additional potions. So, if you notice now, so let me just recap you on the rules here. Salvage ship underwater. That is the route we are on, okay? So, at the moment, the area we are in is the salvage ship. The route we are on, though, is the salvage ship underwater. So if I was to go back, so this is the salvage ship underwater. This is our first encounter, and this is the encounter. It's a shame it's only 1 piranha, because we're only getting access to 1 piranha. But we're going to steal like crazy here, because there's nothing stopping me from trying to get 2 or 3 steals in. On my first encounter. That's the whole point of this. We try and milk this for as much as possible. So theoretically, I'm going for 3 steals here, whilst trying to keep Riku alive. So I've got 3 steals, and we'll just take them out. Perfect. Right, so if I go back, at this point then, the area is technically the salvage ship, but the route we're on is the surface. Now that will become a lot more clearer when we go to places like... So we can't steal. If we get into another battle now, we can't steal from this, because we've already stolen an item from our first encounter. So we might as well just attack. So, stealing from the first encounter in each route. I'm actually going to use that save sphere, which is very hard to use. How are we doing in the chat? Hope everyone's having a good Christmas day. And if you're not celebrating Christmas, hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. It's always difficult to know what day it is this time of year. Right, how are we doing? Items. Right, we've got 6 grenades. That's perfect. Theoretically, I want some, though, for selling to to once. So, we're in the underwater ruins, which is a different route now. So I'm hoping to avoid any random encounters so I can steal from the Tross. Now, I think this is a forced encounter, so... But... Okay, it don't matter. I'm going to defend, I'm going to get some steals in. It's a shame they're doing 60 damage, for God's sake. Right, let's try and get another steal in from A. So that's 2 grenades. Oh, God. Let's use her other turn to steal from them. I don't think we can afford... We can't afford to lose Riku before the Tross fight, Jesus. I don't think we'd make it. So let's just defend with Tidus here. Try and get another steal. No, and then we'll take him out. Nice. So now, outside of battle, we can use items. And that brings us up to what, 10? Lovely. Yeah, potions. Oh, should have done the trick. So yeah, underwater ruins. We can't steal from any more enemies around here. Although I do think that is... I think we'll sack the potion thing off. It takes too long. That is the premise though. We've stolen from the first encounter. In the underwater ruins, which means we cannot steal from the Tross enemy. So we can't steal from this. But what I'm thinking... Yeah, this is NSG as well, LG. Why not, man? Why not? This is a hardcore Nuzlocke, and I want some hardcore rules. So what I'm thinking is, this is where we can start using grenades, and I reckon we're just going to have to go on the offensive here. So we can't steal from it. Now we defend, because we want to minimise the damage from Nautilus. No, we just want to defend. Is that... yeah. Is he out of range again? So we're just going to have to defend again. I mean, we can't steal, so we might as well attack. And we've got decent health. Don't want to keep using loads of grenades. I'm going to save some for selling. I think we're doing okay. Defend. This is proving to be quite a good Tross fight. Could have got the overkill there, never mind. Right, good stuff. We're through Tross, which is always a pain. Let's just see if we can... Where the hell is the save sphere? I can never find it. No. Okay. I can never remember how to bloody get out of this. Through the little hole. Right, I don't think we get encounters here. I could be wrong. I think in this section, so if we did find another encounter, we couldn't steal from it because we're still in the underwater ruins. Right, so let's blast in a save. And we find our way to Besaid. Now, there's no point me getting the moon crest. Or is there? How do I get the moon sigil again? I have to fight Belgemine, which is outside of these walls, so there's no point me getting that. So the sound kind of goes a bit low when I put the ×4 on. So I might just have to increase it. Or we just play on normal. I think that's the only thing around here. I'm kind of regretting my decision not to do the potion trick, but we'll see. And I'm always under the impression there's an item there at the end, but there isn't. So I've got to make sure I get everything from the lads. Right. $200 gil. Okay. Someone you have to talk to like 4 times to get the item from them. Datto. There you go. Right, clearly don't get anything from Letty. Thanks, pal. Everything. Blasting a save. Really, like I said, I mean, for those following, probably BBJ and LG, this really ain't going to kick off until, I would say...
Hey, it's this way!
Yeah, I would say Mihen. Pretty, you know, we're going to have a pretty easy time until then, I reckon. Although we did just nearly lose to Click and Trot. Oh, we did actually. We had a good Tross fight, I think. Now, I'm just going to port, just hold fire a sec, because 1 Phoenix down, 1 Thingy Potion, and 2 Antidotes, right? So, I'm just going to have a general swim, because I've actually got no use for them items. So theoretically, here's another kind of scenario. I just want to kind of highlight. At this point in the game, we don't have access to a monster that we can Ronso Rage or a monster that we can steal. So technically, until that happens, we don't use up our Ronso Rage, nor do we use up our steal for that area. Just a bit of context. What's the chat saying? I'm saying that, but the Killer Caboss. Very true, LG. Although by then, we'll have access to Veil 4. And this doesn't prevent us using, and technically, what's her name is a boss. Sinspawn Janae, I'm thinking that's what it is a boss, so we will be able to use Veil 4. And as long as we get Energy Blast, we might as well get that. See it. As long as we get Energy Blast, oh, I don't think we'll have it. But you are right, that's probably actually the first real challenge that we're going to face. I do need to get the far playing editor for the next stream, because I can change whackers. I suppose if I get these items. You reckon it'll one-shot it? I can't remember. I think it's got, what, 3,000, 2,000 health? Yeah, that's actually, you're probably right there. Probably does one-shot it. I must remember to get that then. I was taking a beating. So like, I've been kind of playing through a lot of these bosses in my mind, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's got a bigger damage constant, hasn't it, actually, versus the other overdrives, and it's non-elemental damage. What's up, Varga? How's it going, brother? Merry Christmas, my friend. Unsure if you're an FFX fan, but great to have you part of the stream tonight, man. Thanks for checking in. Very true, LG. Right, how are we getting on? If we got access to go back to save. Yeah. Throw in a save. Hope you're all having a good Christmas day. For those celebrating. I'll be looking to do this over the next few days while the missus is on nights, and we're doing a lot of stuff on the my apprenticeship. I'm on an apprenticeship at the minute, Lean Six Sigma apprenticeship, and that's been taking up all my time, man. Merry Christmas to you as well, LG. Thanks for dropping in. Catch you later, Big Baby J.
Go present yourself to the temple.
Great to see you, pal. Merry Christmas. Enjoy church. Hope it goes well. And catch you on the next one. Varga, how's it going, man? There's been some serious JRRM news recently. I mean, we might as well sell these. The rest I'm going to hold on to. And I can't use them in battle. But actually, can I get Poison Touch with them? Oh, I'll have more money by then, actually. Right, I'm under the... Oh, I've got another Phoenix down. I'm under the impression I haven't broken any rules yet, so we're going to crack on. And we finally made it to Besaid. In, what, less than half an hour. That's good. Excuse me. Oh. It's been a busy few days, as it always is over this point in the year. Right, let's sell that other Phoenix down, because I can't use it to customize. Yep, see you later. I don't think there's much else I need to do. No, that's Whacker's hut. I think this is where the dog is at the end. Yeah. And the Besaid theme is just an absolute banger. So that's why I'm kind of taking it easy around here, you know. Go again. No, I have to leave, don't I? Is that map? I can never... honestly, I can never remember how to progress this bit. Is that map? Map's good. Map's decent, you know. Map's a decent blitzer. Any other thoughts then, LG, about bosses? Yeah, Besaid theme on your Tidus video. Oh man, that was so chill. That was so chill. Right, I think we might have to backdate some of these name changes then, because real world jobs is in the lead. Any other thoughts then, LG, on difficult bosses before Mehen? Because Mehen's where shit's gonna go down. Like Chocobo is gonna be a legit threat, unless Ifrit. I can't remember where to go now. Do I have to leave Besaid? He's got Banish. Banish is... I think I can cheese Natus. I do. I think I can cheese him. I reckon...
Sorry, man. Take a nap.
I reckon I can cheese Natus. Ah, yeah, we've got Dark Attack, of course. Oh, no drops yet, which is a shame. Although I don't think you can actually get any drops until the Besaid fights. Here we go.
Maybe this one.
Right. I haven't done one of these in absolutely ages. Well, I say I think I can cheese him because as long as I think one of two things needs to happen in order for me to cheese Natus. I need to have access to a Poison Fang, so as soon as I pick up Riku, that first encounter has got to be a Wasp, and I've got to steal a Poison Fang. Other than that, I've got potential of stealing a Poison Fang in one of my first encounters in Macalania. And if not, then I've got to come up with some sort of plan to use Riku's mix to poison him. But I don't know if I'm going to have the right items at that point in the game to mix poison. I could do, I think maybe a Chaos Grenade or something I'll be able to do at that point. I'm unsure. But I think Natus isn't going to be that bad if I can get poison. Because I can cheese all the elements then. I can just swap in and out and stuff. We'll see. I tell you, Gui is going to be... He's going to be an interesting fight. I wonder if I leave that in, actually. Or do I have to use it for the door downstairs? Gui is going to... I think Gui is going to be a tough cookie. Gui is probably where I'm going to find my first game over. Although... What I might look up for Gui, and I probably shouldn't do this, I probably should go in blind, but very little proofs before Natus, but you can get all them SOSs, can't you? So you can even get SOS. I'm actually thinking of grinding for Waterpoof here. That's probably one thing I should do to ensure I've got half a chance against Natus, actually. But you can get SOS Null-Tide for Yuna. before the Gui fight. You can get Waterpoof here. I have no clue how to do. I know how to do the rest of them, but I don't think I've got any clue how to do this one. Is that the Destruction Sphere? Well, I don't. If I'm honest, I'm looking at the rules. Grinding is allowed, as long as I'm not stealing, and as long as I'm not monster raging over and over again. I think grinding is going to be allowed. Right, I think that needs to go in there. Is that where the glyph sphere needs to go? No, it's the glyph. It does make a difference. But you think, right? You think, without grinding's up to me then, I think. It's like, it's not a mechanic, it's kind of, I'm trying to take so much away, but give us little snippets here and there, and like grinding, yeah, it's, I don't think there's any, there's no way of, there's no way of not grinding. Oh, that's a Besaid sphere. What am I doing here? You can get SOS region from the Iron Giants, I think. Right, that's where the Destruction Sphere needs to go in there, I think. Because I remember they're worth like loads of gil. What will come in handy though is this rod. If I can go back. Please tell me I can go back, for God's sake. Yeah, so that's going to be good for gil. The thing is though, gil's only going to get me so far. Like, gil's only going to buy me so many potions, and I can't use them in battle. Gil's only going to buy me so many, what else? Bhed potions. Yes, I can use them in battle. What else? You know, gil isn't the be all and end all in this in this challenge. Item and equipment abilities, yes. I could even go one further and say no shops, maybe something like that, you know what I mean? But you start eliminating too much then. Well, that's going to be real useful. You start eliminating too much and it's just, you know what I mean? It just starts to become an NSG, NS, you know, that big long one. It just starts to become that. So, but I know what you mean. Exactly. It's only really useful, if I think about it, for the likes of once in Macalania. Fully agree, LG. So,
Hey, over here.
I've tried to kind of balance giving us snippets of stuff. Right. What we're going for then? So, at the moment, we went with animals. So, but actually, the chat is now saying real world jobs. So, I'm going to call my girl Pilot in commemoration of someone who has influenced me to start this Nuzlocke challenge, and that is P-Chal. So if you're watching this, P-Chal, you know who Pilot is. We're going with real world jobs, and I'm going to backdate Tidus's job. So let's start thinking about a job for Tidus. What could he be in the real world? Yeah, NSG, NS, blah, 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 blah. I agree. Is this stay away from the summoner? Oh, we missed it.
Stay away from the summoner!
Go on, you're a bad man.
Stay away! Stay away!
Love it. Yeah, why not?
Good. Sleep tight.
I am really enjoying, though, Adamant's 13's run of that challenge. It's been really fun so far. And I know Primal Liquid's also doing a challenge like that.
Boat?
And they've been great. I've been really enjoying them, especially the Unalesca fight. It was absolutely epic. Right, let's chuck in a save. Any tips on which fights those are, LG? Because I kind of want to avoid them. Oh Jesus! What you got cooking up, bro? Any tips? Anything you want to share? Any like snippets?
Here comes one now. Hey, why don't you try out that sword I gave you?
Is that not going to be your next challenge? Yeah.
No problem.
Not too shabby. You kept up with him pretty well. Might make a good guardian someday. A flyer. My kind of customer.
Right. Sorry, I had to text the wife. Yeah, that's not happened to me yet, but and I think I've done 4 playthroughs now with the cutscene skipper. Excuse me. And not had an issue, so far so good. Please tell me it's Auron. Please. Please.
That looks like trouble.
Now,
Watch this.
do a grind for Lulu's Overdrive. Oh, can I grind for Lulu's Overdrive, actually? I need
Only
a,
magic
what's the
can
name?
beat that thing. If you can't beat them down, you gotta use magic of an element they don't like.
Magic? Element?
Let's have our black mage show you what I mean.
Come on, Lou.
Lou, you're up.
Clueless, aren't you? Good thing I'm here.
God mode
Spells
being
of ice work well
put
against fire
everyone's
fiends, and
stats
ice
to
fiends are weak
quad
against fire
quad
magic.
9.
You
LG,
follow?
just to blitz through
I
it.
get fire and ice, but what about lightning and water?
Yeah, I don't blame
Lightning
you.
and water
If you've
are
done it
opposed,
legitimately
just like
once
fire and
on
ice. This one here is a water
on
fiend,
film
which
as well, like
means
if you've got it recorded. Right. I do want to get rid of it. Thunder. Come on, waterproof. I am going to grind for it because I think it's probably the only way I'm going to legitimately fight Natus and Seymour. Actually, Seymour 1. That's going to be tough. F4 is that super strength? Oh, auto battle. F4, okay. Nice. Right, let's do some equipment checking. So blanks, I'm not worried about blanks for the minute. And right, let's Oh, you can't change your party. That's interesting. Can you? Can you? Right, I'll retroactively change these names because I recognise it's starting.
It's an ancient custom. People leaving the island pray here for a safe trip.
Ah, right, okay.
Didn't pray that day.
So it's like
Said he'd
super
miss his
strength
boat.
sort of thing. That's cool. F2, nice. Yeah, we'll pray.
That should do it.
The thing is, now you're absolutely right there, LG. I only need to cheese it with one character. The problem is, what do you do with the other two? Because I don't want to sacrifice two characters versus Natus and have them out of action for the remainder of the game. And that's the problem. You've got to be very strategic with your sacrifices in this challenge, because if a character dies, it's dead for good. I cannot use it for the remainder of this challenge until all characters are dead. So I did consider that. I thought, oh yeah, I can just solo it with Auron with the wards and put Shell on him and haste, and he's good, and get Seymour into poison somehow. It's true. So I'm just gonna, what I'm thinking is, though, I can have proofs, I can have wards, and I can have SOS. What's our kid got? Strength? Has he got any armors? No. Kamari's going to be tough, you know. If I don't get an overdrive, or some misses, or some criticals, it's touch and go, this fight is. And if he gets some criticals... Yep, that's done me good. Come on. How can you just use your overdrive at will? Right, he's getting two things there. Oh, thank God for that. And we got a sword. Lovely. +3. Oh, sensor. Oh, we're going to have Yuna in the party, so we can't use sensor. Just keep with the buckler. Right, I'm going to... I need a save sphere. Very true. Can't be done with wards. Fucking hell. What have I got myself into? Natus is going to be a pain in the backside. I'm going to have to figure that out when I get to it, you know. It's going to have to be a combination of SOS proofs and... Oh no, I didn't save there. SOS proofs and... No, I can't use... Actually, I've just thought. I can't use items, but I can use Yuna's cure ability, and I can use the usability. Oh yeah, he's going to be an absolute pain in the back end, to be fair. The extractor you want about, that is going to be a pain. And if I don't get... thank God you can buy slow touch from at once. Because imagine you couldn't. Hang on, where's the nearest save sphere here? Oh no, I'll go to the end and I'll save and I'll start grinding for waterproof. I think it's essential. I actually think it's actually essential. Right, this is one of the only fights in the game where it's not a boss, but I can summon.
A flyer! That's your department, right?
True, but why don't we let our summoner show us what she's made of?
Yeah, the extractor's going to be tough. Because... I mean, with slow touch... With slow touch, I've got a... Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to need lightning. I'm probably going to need some sort of lightning strike drop against. Right, let's bring out pilot. I'm probably going to need some sort of lightning drop from a previous fight, like the what's the crane one? A Blitzerator. You can get lightning from that. Right, I can cheese this with Sonic Wings. And I'm going to save the overdrive as well for I've got a plan ahead for here for Sin. Now, you bring up a very interesting point, LG, which is, I don't know whether I should reset or not. I don't know. Oh, thanks for reminding me, actually, bro. I nearly forgot about that. Have to go back and do the dog. That's the cutscene, you know. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I think I still would have taken out Sin, and I still would have taken out what's his face. Right, let's get a boost. Yeah, that's it. That ain't a bad shout, to be fair. Once you're gone, you're gone. If you reset or not. I love how you can cheese this fight. And I've got no drive. Nice. Right, that worked out perfectly. I mean, look, this is all Powerball. Some of the right, no one else has got +3. No. I guess how I see it then is some of the rules and some of the intricacies we're just going to have to play by ear, right? And we're going to have to not make up as we go along, but we're going to have to kind of optimize these rules as and when we come to the scenario. Like what you're talking about there. What about resets? And I don't know. I'm not going to have thought of everything, surely, so... So there's bound to be scenarios where I haven't thought about. Right, where do we need to go now? Something slobbery. Oh no, I need to go to the shop with the woman. This one. So I can't pick up the well, I mean I can pick up the Albert primers. I just can't pick up number 26 really and get the prizes from Rin, because I was looking through there. I was looking through what the underdog secrets can give me, and it's just they're too powerful. They're too easy to come by and they're too powerful. So I've banned Albert primers as well. Oh, thank God. Right. Thank you for reminding me about that, because this cutscene remover doesn't do me any favours. Okay. Have we got Kamari yet? No, we haven't. So for encounters on these parts, we have not forfeited our Ronso Rage or our Steel yet. That's a good question, you know. I actually don't know if resets are allowed in Nuzlocke. I think you have to reset the entire thing. Right. Since this isn't a boss, we're going to need to take this out quick time. So we're going to tie this back in. I do need to get that far plane thing for this. Change the characters. Oh, nice. Dark attack coming in clutch. Again. How are we looking for HP? 209. Lulu. Take it out with a spell. Can't use the item command. Very good points. And I nearly lost Riku in this run, in this second run. What of darkness. I could have done with Dark Ward. Oh no, I can buy Dark. I need Dark, I need a Dark Arm Guard for Whacker, actually. That's the thing. Because I can buy a bright... I need a bright Arm Guard for Whacker as a drop. That ain't a bad, that's pretty decent, to be fair. Well, yeah, against Click. I think he got a crit or something. And Riku... No, you know when you face Click with Riku? She was, she got down to 25 health. And I absolutely bricked it. Right, I'm going to have to be careful with this is, that flan there, though, is dodge. So, I'm going to have to be making sure that it doesn't get a turn. Come on, Waterpoof. It's a shame we can't get an overdrive. Oh my god, please tell me. Please tell me. Oh. I'm not going anywhere until I get this blue bangle with Waterpoof. I don't care who for. Yeah, so Riku had 25 HP and I had to go on the offensive. Luckily, it was towards the end of the Click fight. So I think I was in like 1 attack or 2 attacks with Tidus. And away and like 1 or 2 grenades. So I got it done. But just imagine, bro. Just imagine, right? You know, for basically the first major boss fight of the game. And yeah, we'll see with the NSG, right?
This is no problem.
We'll see. I mean, look, it could get to the point where you're right, it's impossible to do it. The only one it may be impossible for is Flux. That's the one I'm worried about. Yeah, Click nearly ruined my second run.
Need a good jolt?
Come on, blue bangle. Blue anything. Just give me that Waterpoof. What's that mapping for? Is that for like another challenge run you're doing, LG? Customize is allowed, yes. If Customize wasn't around, it's either a toss-up, I think, between Customize or Sphere Grid. Auto Phoenix. I think we're going to ban Auto Phoenix. It goes against the nature of the challenge. I think it goes against the nature of the challenge. Come on, blue bangle. Hey, look, maybe though, maybe that's something I have in the kitty, right? Maybe that's something I've got to consider at some point for this. It's kind of everything's off the table, but it's also kind of,
Take it easy, huh?
I'm fine.
It's not set in stone. It's not. I'm kind of trial and error in this sort of stuff. I wonder what I can get from the bird. Now, this is the thing, right? I thought about because I don't think anyone saw it, right? I put a community post out the other day and I said, is the monster arena classed as a mini game? Because in my eyes, I don't think it is, right? And the reason I'm asking that is because of the spoils. The spoils are unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
But there again, I'm thinking, if I'm going into a fight and I'm facing someone like BFA without auto haste, it's basically going to be nigh on impossible. So
This is gonna take a while.
I'll handle it. Step.
I've never heard that one before. So yeah, it's kind of a toss-up, really. To be fair, actually, Auto Phoenix, it's the thing that's I have debated with myself about Auto Phoenix, because on one hand it kind of goes against the challenge, and in a normal Nuzlocke and like Pokemon and stuff, you don't have access to auto abilities like that. Yeah, and that's what I thought about the monster arena. It's Ice Brand this early in the game. Oh my god, that's a good drop. Yeah, I don't think the monster arena, and I only get one steal. That's the thing. I can only actually steal or obtain a Ronso Rage from one enemy in the monster arena. That's what we gotta think. You can't. There are no berries though to auto revive like bench Pokemon, or auto revive Pokemon in a doubles battle, for instance.
Out of my way!
So, I mean, there again, I can only use one Auto Phoenix, and then it starts to become a lot like the NSG everything run, where you only actually get access to, or you can, theoretically only use one Auto Phoenix with Auron. Gonna text the wife. Oh, sorry, just bear with me. Duty calls with the wife. Auto Phoenix is a tough one. It really is. It's really plagued me, because I've almost kind of laid to bed the whole monster arena argument, I think.
It's over.
And I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with it not being a mini game, and I'm comfortable with it being included in this because personally I think you have to do quite a lot to actually get those spoils and to get those, you know, to actually get the those prizes. And like I said, you know, you've only got access to one auto haste, you've only got access to one of a lot of things. There's nothing stopping me though, like let's say when I get my 99 Mega Phoenixes, there's nothing stopping me equipping it on multiple people's armors. I've just got to make sure that it's not equipped at on the same person at the same time. That's the whole thing, which I think is quite a fair rule. Right, let's get some luck for that blue bangle. We've already had a water ward. Exactly, and it's not like I'm going to, you know, if I lose, I guess if I lose a character in the monster arena as well, I lose them for good. I reckon I'm going to be that. I reckon it's going to be that. I'm going to be that strict with it. Surely we can't have you know. Surely we can get this bloody waterproof. Exactly. During capturing, if they're dead, they're dead. Monster Arena, I reckon I'm going to say if they're dead, they're dead. Because, and even like, if I want to steal a stamina tonic versus the Chocobo pass, I need to have some real kind of niche setup in order to get a steal and then get out. Because if you think the monster arena is one location, so it's like I can't steal over and over again. By then you'll have shadow gems and I've got access to fire gems as well, and it only does bad breath after 7 turns, after it's been attacked 7 turns, or it has a counter, so +1 for every non-fire attack. Yeah, exactly. This is what I wanted, right? I wanted this kind of next level challenge. I did, but in its own way. Oh, that's a very good point. I guess one of my encounters has got to be a what's her name? Look, have you just kind of written this off with that whole Malbra thing? Maybe this stops me opening the monster arena before Unalesca. I mean, if that's the case, then Jesus Christ, Unalesca is going to be awful. I'm going to have a think about that one. That's a very good point. Gee, I think I might as well just pack my fucking bags right now, LG. That sounds like absolutely torturous. I'm going to have a think about that one. It might be me kind of, it might be something like, here's a thought, I use Riku and evade encounter and use her overdrives and use some like mad overdrive. Jesus Christ, I'm already not enjoying this. Thinking about them. Oh, come on, I don't want this encounter. Yeah, thinking about some of these, like, to be honest, I've only thought about the boss fights. When it comes to the random encounters, I've not really batted an eyelid. Like the chimeras on the Calmlands. Jesus Christ, how am I meant to defeat them? But actually, how am I actually going to defeat them? How am I going to capture one? I'm going to have to think about that. I actually think, yeah, you're right. I actually think the bosses are going to be the easy part. Let's check. Health's good. Right, lovely. Is this an ambush? Oh yeah, there's not the kind of, I haven't introduced the no escape. Although, like at the moment, I don't see it being like escaping's a bit of it. I don't see it's an issue. But when you get into stuff like, I think it is actually possible, right? This. Yeah, I do think though it's got a lot to do with what you get, what drops you get. I need that. Oh, I can get Dark Ward from the bird. I needed that for Whacker then. Why is Lulu getting all the freaking drops, man? For God's sake. I need a bright bangle for Whacker. I do. If I can get a bright bangle, I think I've got a chance versus Extractor. And this is the whole point, right? You've got to know, right? Let's get see, Riku and Automed gives me hope versus Unalesca. And oh, 2 of us brands. Has that got a free slot? No. The only trouble is me trying to get zombie proof. That's going to be difficult because I can only use 1 zombie ward. Like, if I don't get the guards in Zanarkand, I can't get zombie proof. Come on, waterproof. Right, let's we've got some decent drops so far. So let's, I actually think this waterproof. Yeah, honestly, Flux is giving me nightmares. It really is. It's actually giving me nightmares. Because it's so, that opening few turns is so bloody difficult, it is untrue. And I'm trying to, what I might have to do is consider how an NSG speedrun does stuff like that. Just to get, you know, like the optimal strategy versus some of these bosses. Yep, that's a good, yep, that's one of the clauses. So that's the species, the dupes clause. So I can't steal. Is it the dupes clause? Let me refresh my memory. Sorry, yeah, so after 3 duplicate encounters, I can steal or use a Ronso Rage on that 4th encounter regardless. So we have to, I guess, pray to the RNG gods that I get some favourable stuff. Well, let's say we're in Beacon now, okay? And we're in the Oasis. Now, regardless of the forced encounter, because that doesn't count, I'm not counting forced encounters. Let's say our first 3 encounters are mechs. And we steal from them. I like that you're asking me questions, because it's making me think about the rules here. What it is, it's in combination with the unique first encounter. So let's say I've already encountered and stolen from a mech in the Oasis in Beacon Out Island, and I move on to the next section of the Beacon Out of Cenobia Sands. Let's say it's the east, and I encounter then you know, my opening 3 encounters. I can't steal again from the mech at that point. But if I encounter the mech, and the mech a 4th time, I can steal from the mech. That's what I'm trying to say there. It's not likely to happen, but it's something I wanted to put in place, because, you know, I could have instances where people are saying like, "Oh, how did you get all of those shadow gems?" Oh. Come on, blue bangle or blue whatever. I don't mind who's got this, as long as someone gets it. Talk to me how I'd farm fire gems. Because again, I haven't really thought about the random encounters, if I'm quite honest. The only way I'd be able to farm fire gems, I'm trying to think how. Oh, Jesus. Right, but you're only allowed 1 steal. I'm only allowed to steal or lance it basically to get a Ronso Rage from the first encounter. Now, let's say the Calmlands had 2 parts, and the Flame Flan was my first encounter on part A of the Calmlands. If the Flame Flam, let's say the Calmlands had 2 parts. Flame Flam was first encounter in part A. If it was the first 3 encounters in part B, obviously I'd need to retry, or I could battle it, or I just couldn't steal from it or get a Ronso Rage from it. If it was the 4th encounter, I could steal from it then. Correct. So stealing is an absolute, like, bare bones. I'm going to get barely any steals. That's the thing. Come on, where's this bloody waterproof now? This is getting tedious. And I actually don't think I don't think Natus is possible, or even Seymour 1, without this. It's going to be tough. I think I'm going to be relying a lot on Riku's mix. I am. You know what? I need to use a potion here and go back to the save sphere. I've just thought, Lulu, if I get another ambush, Lulu's gone. Oh, for God's sake, I got the weapon drop. Well, at least they're getting some items to sell to once to get the initiative, because that's going to be absolutely critical. Personally, LG, I think it's going to be a lot of relying on Riku's overdrives and, you know, conserving stuff like, maybe even conserving stuff like the electro marbles that I get from Guado Salam. You know, that's a real sort of heavy item reservation. The only way I did think about Anima, and I thought you could surely you can just use Shiva because it can't be pained. And if I time Shiva at the right time, if I time Shiva correctly, I can like get 2 attacks in and maybe an overdrive while it's boosted. Or 2, or like a blizzard and a what's it called? The click one, diamond dust. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a pain in the arse if I'm honest, trying to get this waterproof every time. But I think for attempt number 2, I'm happy to do a bit of grinding. And if I can get a bright arm guard, even better. I'm not having very good luck with the drops though. 3rd ice brand, Jesus Christ. How ironic saying that blasphemous name on his holy day. Nice evasion from Lulu. Right, let's make this the water. I'm not really so bothered about the bright arm guard. I think I can... Yep, so this is attempt number 2. Attempt number 1, I accidentally used a potion versus the click, so I had to reset. Well, that's cool. Magic defense +3. Yeah, I know it says attempt number 1 down there, but this is I got no way of changing that quickly, so. I need Whacker to take that out, actually. I was going to use an overdrive from Tidus there, because slice and dice would be nice. Put a save in. Yeah, accidentally used an item versus the click, and had to reset on the spot. But like, Yuna's what's her name's fair game. Yuna's Cure in battle, and so is Bhed Potions. You know, so like I was working through a lot of the bosses, and there's going to be a lot of cheesy strats, you know, against these bosses. Now, do I need this spiral cut for any bosses to come? I've got Sin, then I've got Janae. Do I take on Ochu? That's a thing.
I've been saving this one for you.
I'll if that boss is the first encounter on that route, then yes, I can. So I could argue that I probably can, yeah. I'm gonna have to check like the strategy guide for that to double check where bosses are, because if they're in the same area as like somewhere I've already stolen from, that I've already had an encounter, then no, I can't. Come on, I just need a waterproof. Well, it depends. If that boss is in a different like area or a different section, then yes. So like, I've just looked at Lake Macalania, and the lake bottom is a different area to the rest. And let's say, for instance, the crawler is on lake bottom, so I can theoretically steal from the crawler. That's the thing I need to add to the description, by the way, is my definition of what a route is. So like an area or a location, I would say is something is every location listed on Sid's airship or on the map if you were to use a map. But a route is like, you know, the individual name of that location. So like Cenobia Sands East is a different route to Cenobia Sands West. Because you know what, I did toy with the idea that to only have one steel per area, and then I thought that would be too hard. That would be ridiculously hard. Go on. I feel like you're going to ask me all these questions, and it is going to absolutely crumble the challenge. I'm just waiting for you to say. Yeah, so it's not like in Cenobia, for instance. Oh right, okay. Yeah, it's not per area, it's per route. So in Mihen, for instance, you know, you go through the first long path, that's a route. Then you go on the short horizontal path, that's a route. Then you go on the third one. Right, come on, arm guard, please. That dark arm guard, dark wood arm guard. You know, isn't even in the fucking fight. Let's say. Can't even use that either, because Lulu's got it. Have I laid my bed now, LG? Because, to be quite frank, the more you pick my brain about it, the more, right, I got to be honest, the more it excites me, because this is a brand new challenge, and pushing this game to its limits is what I'm all about, really. Now I know I can get arm guards from a dark arm guard from this. I don't mind that fight. Oh, crap. I'm going to be able to buy the slow touch and the initiative, and have change to spare at this rate. I must keep checking the health though, because we're good. As long as we don't have an ambush, which, you know, could happen. That's the only reason why I don't attack with Whacker, because I'd probably have better chance of getting a drop for him. But I get that bloody quote every time. Ooh, what have we got there? Very nice. If I'm honest, right, I reckon this is possible. But I reckon it's so incredibly difficult, it's probably going to take me all year. I'm being truthful there. If I was to actually do this, I would probably just do it without the... I'm just thinking now, right? Because once a character in Aeon dies and fates it battle, it can't be used. That's a typical basic rule, right? You can only steal from the first enemy you encounter on a route. That's typical. You must nickname every Aeon and character. That's typical. And once the game over, if you or if any rules or clauses are broken, the run's over. So they're standard. I mean, you could try a basic Nuzlocke instead of a hardcore Nuzlocke, but then when I was doing this, I thought, okay, no item, that's fair. You know, that's okay. Characters can't switch out the turn that they've taken at least one turn. That then mirrors the set mode in Pokemon. And then you can't level up. No sphere grid rules apply. Well, I tried to figure out how I could mimic what they do in Pokemon, where they can't level up to past the gym leader's level. But I couldn't figure it out because bosses don't have levels or anything, do they? So I thought, screw it. Let's see if this is possible with no sphere grid, because it might not be. We might get to somewhere like Isaru, for instance, and the Aeons might not be able to defeat his, or we might end up losing a shed load of Aeons. So personally, it's the special rules that make this tough. No Bhed Sphere, no mini games, and it's stuff like the clauses. Yeah, that's just going to be tedious though, isn't it, really, going back when they got a game over? Because, like, we're an hour and a half in. What do you mean +1 stats? You mean +1 circle? So, like, this sphere, or, like, going to 20 points? Because it could be that I've got to drop that, and I've got to kind of power up stuff. That's the first time, excuse me. That's the first time I've seen the sphere grid in about 3 years. Oh, right, okay. +1 agility. Do you think that'll make a massive difference? Or like, or one node, for instance. Oh, got ya. Okay. Do you reckon +1 will make a massive difference? Come on, it's bloody waterproof. Where are ya? Alright, I'll bear that in mind, because that might be the compromise. Ideally, I need Whacker to kill this because of the drop. That might be the compromise. Where do you think then? So here's the question. Where do you think the bottleneck is? Is it Gui? Is it Chocobo Eater? Is it Extractor? Is it Seymour? Is it something weird like Spherimorph? The +1, that's a really good, yeah. I reckon I'm probably going to need more than that. I think with NSG, it's going to be extremely difficult. But mind you, if you can do it in NSG, NS everything, then why can't you do it in this? Gui's going to be tough. The only thing that gives me hope, which I need to research, and I will do research if I'm quite honest, yeah, is with Veil 4 and using speedrun strats, because from what I understand, against Gui, they do something, they bring out Veil 4, they attack it a couple of times, and then it uses Energy Blast and it's down. Something like that. And I reckon that's probably how you're going to have to take out Gui. I'm hoping I get the second lightning strike weapon for Tidus. This is becoming very tedious now for this bloody blue armor. I'm giving myself another 25 minutes. And then I'm just going to sack it off and carry on. And just... Oh, they're really interesting, the speedruns. NSG speedrun. Well, if I'm honest, they're really interesting until you get to the Remium temple. And then because of the Chocobo racing, you know what that brings. Oh, my heart just sank then. Yeah, the Chocobo racing brings Wings of Discovery, which brings Trio, which is like, you know, it just makes the run over then. And then they've got the strat as well with that massive skip that they found with the... I suppose that affects all speedruns, I guess, FFX speedruns. With the no encounters armor in the Cavern of the Stolen Faith, they can use like RNG manipulation to get one of them really quickly. But the main thing is some of the strats are really, really like, yeah, really interesting. That's a very good point. How on earth do I get rid of him? Again. Hang on. Every Altana. That's difficult. Right. That's a difficult one to answer. Oh, come on, this is getting... I might reset for some better RNG, you know. We'll just come back. I have to have a think about that one. Every Altana. Very interesting. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Please, please, please. Oh, for God's sake. Waterward ain't bad. But proof is where it's at. Here's one for Altana. I use one of Riku's healing. Oh no, I can't direct the attack. Fuck. How much health has Altana got? Is it 18,000? And is it weak to any elements? It might just be I've got to use some sort of overdrive. I'm actually not concerned about the bosses, apart from Flux, and obviously BFA. And Unalesca's going to be cool. That's going to be a cool boss fight. 16k, right. Maybe just blast out some overdrives. Maybe. Again, I may have to go to back to the drawing board on a strat there. Or look at, excuse me. Like, or look at how runs do it with no items, because I'm sure there are no sphere grid, no item runs. In fact, I'm sure Blitzace did one a few months back. Come on, let's get that blue arm guard or the blue shield. No. I'm having no luck. $16K. Interesting. Is it weak to anything? Let me have a quick look. Vel. No, it's not weak to anything. 16,384. Can I throw an Bhed potion on an enemy? Can I use an Bhed potion on an enemy? That's a question. There's 4,000 damage. No. 2,000 damage. Oof. Have you just found a bottleneck? Have you just found something that's basically... Imagine losing Riku and Tidus before Natus. Jesus Christ. Come on, that overkill's got to give me something. Right, 19 minutes. I actually don't think Natus is possible without this waterproof, mind you. So I think I might have to carry on. Oh, right, okay. Come on, let's get a waterproof. A waterproof and a bright bangle. That would be wonderful. A waterproof and a bright arm guard. That would be wonderful. In the same battle, that would be even more wonderful. How are we doing for overdrives? Slow. Yeah, Altana's a difficult one to think about. How do I damage an enemy with items, with healing, without Yuna, and without the sphere grid? Very difficult. Just not having a lot of luck with these drops. I got Dark Ward for the wrong people. Oh my god, we're going to lose Waka here. Got ya. That's a real head scratcher. It's got to be something to do with Riku's overdrive. And I know I'm kind of leaving a lot on the table there with her, you know, her mix ability. And I think I've got access to quite a lot of powerful stuff at that point as well. Go on, hit me with them. to do with Bahamut. Two Chaos Grenades versus Altana. Right, just want to double check if I get Kamari around here. No, I think I get Kamari actually on the boat. So I start Chaos Grenade, inflicts darkness, hope I don't get Shining. And then go in for, sorry, hope I don't get petrified. Oh, come on. I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to stick around until I get this waterproof, you know, because I don't think that Natus is possible without it. Yeah, that's probably the play. Is Stoneward enough? And how do I get Stoneward before Altana? I know I can, I'm just thinking how. Come on. Yeah, them two teleport spheres in Beacon Out are going to be critical. That ain't a bad strat, you know. I like it. Ah, yeah. Them old chestnuts. Suppose, if I've got Riku in the party, summon, Vow 4, do the business. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Oh, I get that quote every time Whacker attacks that bloody flan. I'm going to eat these words, right? But I'm not too concerned with losing Tidus. I think the only way I'm going to be able to beat BFA is use Trio and attack rails. So losing Whacker. Oh no, I can't even use Blitzball. So actually, I'd rather actually... I'd rather lose Whacker. Thinking about it. How the fuck am I going to beat BFA? You're scaring me now, LG, to be quite honest, because yeah, the more I think about it, the more some of these fights just seem nigh on impossible first time around. Yeah, exactly. First strike into Riku. We'll see, right? Because the NSG restriction, it might need to be removed in order to win this. It might do. In order to beat something like BFA. In order to beat... I don't know. Or we figure out another way to equalise the whole level sort of aspect of this. What about with can I get trio of 999? Can I get trio of quad 9 before Altana without using Blitzball? There's a question. Either through drops or yeah. Because if I can, or can I get quartet of 9? Is it actually possible to get quartet of 9 before Evray? I don't think it is actually. Oh, double miss from Lulu. Yeah, Bubba. Triple miss. Okay, now I'm spunking all of my RNG this early. I tell you who's going to be difficult. Defender X. Or defend, yeah. Because that can hit through darkness. This seems fucking impossible, this challenge. This seems absolutely impossible. But we're still going to give it a go. Right, I tell you what, if we get to the hour and we haven't got a waterproof, then I'm going to reset. And I'm going to try and get some RNG in my favour. Because I know resetting will reset the RNG. I think that's probably going to have to happen. So we've got 7 minutes before a reset. I'll save and I'll reset. Right. That's really... Come on, I just want that water drop. Because if we can, yeah, I'm a bit unsure on the drops. If we can get trio before Evray, then that's how we do it. But I doubt we'll have a second light. I reckon we may have. We'll have a level 4 key sphere, but I just don't think we'll have a big ticket item. I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong. This is the one thing I wanted to avoid, though, if I'm honest. Like, endless grinding for stuff. If in all honesty, if I don't get it, I'm just going to hack it in. And roll a fucking coin about who gets it. Roll a dice. This is the one thing that I kind of overlooked, really, which was bottleneck bosses. Nah, I didn't think we could get trio. Can we get Q of 9, quartet of 9, and just hope and pray it falls onto Tidus? So what you're telling me is I've started a challenge that I can't beat because I can't. Right, I might have to drop the item restriction then. Shit. I'll have to get my thinking cap on about that. It's good though. The fact that every altana of everything is a bottleneck, is a problem, is quite funny in my eyes, and it's quite ironic. The fact that the easiest boss in any playthrough, it's arguably as easy as Sinspawn Amez, is actually proving to be difficult. Ooh, no, because we can't Blitzball. Where else would we get a dark matter from? If we can't Blitzball, we need to go back to the save sphere. If I get an ambush, right, 4 minutes. If I get an ambush and they all attack Lulu, she's gone in Besaid. This would be good to explore, right, about Altana. I'm very interested now. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's doable. Just figuring out how to get past it. Right, let's see if I can change my fate by going down here. I reckon that a combination of cheesing the elements plus Bahamut for a final kill, I reckon we can cheese Natus. Although, I've got to get past Seymour 1. I think that is my first main concern. The first Seymour fight. Because them opening turns, I reckon, are so luck dependent. Yeah, that might not be a bad shout, you know. But then how do I do any sort of reasonable damage versus BFA? There's the problem. If I sacrifice Tidus, Tidus is arguably as important as Riku because he's the only... I suppose we've got Lulu, but... And maybe we could use an Aeon versus... in the first form. Aeons will carry versus Anima, 100%. In that first phase, though, if I don't get a Petrify Grenade, if I can't get a Petrify Grenade, nor can I get or can I get Stone Breath? That first fight against Seymour is going to be difficult. Right, I'm going to save and then I'm going to reset because I'm having no luck with drops. And I think this waterproof is pretty essential. I think I can do Extractor without Dark Ward for Waka. So if you just give me a sec. Right, I'll have that playing in the background while I do this. That's very true, actually, right? The elements come out in an order. I can buy Dark Ward for Whacker, because I know I can buy a Dark Ward shield for Tidus in the Moonflow. Luca. Oh, I forgot about Waka's other stuff. Oh, Waka's other stuff. Right, you buy the slow touch when you arrive. Ah, you know what? I've just thought. There's no point having both. I can't have both. I've just thought. I can't have both. Oh, shit. I can't have both, LG. Because it breaks the dupes clause. So actually, getting dark. Oh fuck! Am I going on the right thing here? Let's just stop this. Cutscene remover. Put that back on. Yeah, I don't think I'll need it anyway. Not for Whacker. As long as I can get it for Tidus, because I can buy it from the Moonflow, and then obviously I've got Slow Touch and a Brotherhood, and then I've also got the Lightning Strike, the one that you pick up in what's the name? Is it after the Chocobo Eater? If I get past the Chocobo Eater. Okay, bro. I'm probably going to be vibing out for another half hour, just to see if I can get this waterproof. It's not proving. Come on, waterproof. Come on, please, for anyone. I don't care who it's for. Water Ward is not going to be enough. Not against Seymour and not against Seymour Natus. And yet, even waterproof might not be enough. Come to think of it, yeah. Waterproof probably isn't even enough. Right, nice overkill. Come on. Text him out. Tired, sorry. I hate that I get that quote every time. Are we going to get the drop? No. So we've got Water Ward for Waka and Lulu, but I don't think it's enough. I'm going to get that quote if we attack there. What's up, LG? No proofs yet, bro. I have got 2 wards, water wards for Lulu and Waka, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't even think proofs are going to be enough, if I'm quite honest. I don't think waterproof's going to be enough, but we'll see. You're up late, man. What you doing awake? Is it have you been celebrating? You've been working today? What's been going on? Oh. Oh. Water strike, for God's sake. Working the stomach nights. Yeah, it's been a feast. It's been a feast this week. Absolutely mammoth feast in the Jit Geek household. Lots of family have been over, so yeah, like you, lots of sweets. Ooh. We're gonna go until 1:30 UK time, and then I'm gonna dip because it's been 3 hours, and this bloody thing ain't dropping anything. Right, I'm gonna have to go back to the save sphere. It's always the way. On my No Sphere Grid guide, I got the waterproof on the first blue element live for Waka, and it changed the game. Honestly, it changed the outcome of my Seymour and my Seymour Natus fights, even though I used the Aura only strat on Seymour Natus. Get some good dodges. To be honest, I forgot you could get one, and it was only because I dropped. I thought, oh, I got a water ward, and then I seen it, and it was just like, usually I wouldn't bother, but It's the only decent sort of water protection you get outside of Yuna's SOS Null Tide. And I think that costs something like $6,000 before Kui. So, and I've got to afford the initiative weapon as well. Oh really? Until you watch the guy? That's cool. That killer sorry, that episode 2 which it happened on, that's got really bad sound. I'm gonna have to go back and like sort that, I think, because you can't hear my voice during the that's what early in my stream days when I didn't have a clue about how to set up the sound or how to fix the FFX sound and make it quieter. I had some real trouble back in the day. I think actually that was my first stream I did on YouTube, as in first live stream, so no one dried upon, because I think I filmed my first episode of the guide on Twitch. I got quite a few views for that. Your FFX? Oh, really? Not just me then, LG. Yeah, it's difficult, man, because game to game the audio changes. I'll keep forgetting we get that bloody whacker thing there. There's no point. Your FFX guide, man, was so good. Or your playthrough. I fucking love that, man. And that judges fight, bro. Oh, that just took me back. Honestly, that was absolutely epic. Took me back to Dansgoate's epic FF12 got walkthrough. Right, well, this is a bag of shit, this battle now. I've seen most of them FFX ones though, LG. It's not that bad. Why do I keep getting this encounter? I have no use for it now. No, I have no use other than it's going to save me about 1,000 gil. This is what I'm after, the blue flan. Come on, surely. What happened? Being greedy and actually ran out of sleep items and remedies. That strat was unreal, man. I mean, I knew you could do it right, but I just think it's so cool how you can use the item, that Neeko or Nemiko item in that way. I just thought that was so cool. It's such a good, like, unique strategy for a boss. Jesus Christ. Oh, because it's not just on that last one, is it? It's like on everyone. Yeah. OP with remedies and the sleep one. Is it Prince's Kiss? Which is a cool as fuck name, to be honest. Oof. KO yourself. I could do with that item versus Altana in this challenge. Oh, come on, if you get ridiculous. Right, I'm going to 2-zone. Maybe that's it. I'm going to try everything in the book. I'm going to get the quote, so I'm not doing it. Problem is, I'm going to get it for Lulu, and Lulu's arguably the weakest character to have Waterpoof on. So I'm really hoping we get it for Tidus. I'd like it for Tidus, if I'm honest. Nah, I thought that Judge's fight, man, was absolutely epic. I loved it. It is... I know it's time trial only, but it's my favourite fight in all of FF12. I think it's the only fight, in my eyes, where you've got to think outside the box. Oh yeah, I think the Judges, it's one of the only fights where it's not just like spam attack. It's not just attack, attack, attack. Yeah, it is arguably one of, if not the best fights in all of Final Fantasy. I agree. Because like, a lot of super bosses are just spam, 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 spam. Like even Penance. So what you're saying to me is I might have to sacrifice Waka and Tidus. Oh yeah, I remember seeing Reverse before on Dan's Go 8-1, where they just toss elixirs. He had Reverse, like started with Reverse, and they just all tossed elixirs on all of his characters, and he got an instant game over. And yeah, that was... oh, I nearly broke the challenge then. I would have had to restart. And they just use elixirs, and I just thought that was cool as well. Come on, this is getting boring now. Right, I'm going to go to half one. And then I'm going to... call it a night. So it just so happens on that judge fight that the guy or the one of them that dispels, is that the one that can be put to sleep, or can they all be put to sleep? Yeah, nice one, thanks. Appreciate you sticking around, bro. It's been good to catch up with you. It's been a while since I've streamed and stuff, so I've been cooking stuff. I've got about 100 hours of challenge runs done and dusted. I've got one absolutely fucking ginormous challenge run done. That it took me about 80 hours. And another one that took me about 30 or 40. And both were incredibly fun. I've just got no time to edit them. And my editor is great. He's fantastic. And he's edited some great stuff for me. But there's that much, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. So I've got to figure out how to edit it myself. But there's about 100 hours of footage I've got done, lined up, ready to go. I just got to edit it and put some audio against it. It's the thing that slows me down, adding audio and editing and stuff. Yeah, but you've streamed loads this year. What, that you don't stream enough or editing? Because you seem to pump out them solo challenges quite quickly. Like, my trouble is I've got too much on. Like, my apprenticeship, work, the house, the wife, socialising, Game of Thrones stuff. Yeah, it's just, it gets... Editing is such a pain in the back end, and it's not, I don't find it enjoyable. Right, 218, oh my god. Oh, we're smack bang on the time. Come on, one of these battles has got to drop the waterproof, for God's sake. I did start the challenge out doing streaming, and then for some reason, I think it was when I got to Flux, I started moving away from streaming and moving into more edited videos. This is getting ridiculous. I just feel like I could probably be here all year, and I wouldn't for the rest of this year, and I wouldn't get a waterproof drop. And yet when I'm not asking for it, not farming for it, surely it's got to drop at some point, for God's sake. And watch, it'll drop for Lulu, but one person I don't want it to drop for. So Lulu with the ward can tank about 7, something that would arguably do 700 damage. And Waka can tank something that would do arguably 1,300-ish damage. But I don't think ward is going to be enough. Don't you dare say that, LG. Remember you'll end the farming session, the fight before the one that you would have dropped the armour. That just gives me anxiety, and oh, got a feeling about this one. That what if scenario, no. I'm going to go back to the save sphere though. When I get an ambush, I think it's always right to get a save in. You seem to do well with your editing though, LG. Mine, I just find it so boring. It just takes so much time. I have upgraded recently to DaVinci Resolve, and that, to be fair, that's really good and it's free and stuff, and I like it. Come on, 9 minutes, and then I'm calling it a night. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve, and then, excuse me, and then it has improved my editing and stuff, especially with the audio. But even that, it just when I got like 40 hours worth of footage, it's just not fun. And then you try and give it to someone, and they try and create your vision, and it just kind of it never works out. So I just have to keep chipping away. See, that's what's making me believe like the RNG gods are not on my side for a reason. Well, to be fair, I mean, I don't think I really know how to use DaVinci to its full capacity. I've had to use like loads of bloody YouTube videos and stuff just to figure out how to use some of the basics. And they've got all the different modes and stuff. It is quite complex, especially compared to Clipchamp. Come on, I just want to see blue something. Blue shield, please. That'd wrap my Christmas up very nicely. What I will do though, when I get into bed shortly, I'm going to take a look at the Birdman Ultimate Companion Guide, because I've actually found a PDF version of it online and managed to download it. So I've got instant access now to the Birdman Guide, and I'm going to trounce through all of my options for that Altana fight. Just to see, because I definitely can't get stone proof. I know that 100%. So you're to blame for my poor RNG, LG. Well, thank you for that. We've got some decent drops, to be fair. We've got an ice brand already. 2 ice brands. Oh, another water strike, for fuck's sake. All you've got to do is type in Birdman UCG and whatever that weird thing is on Google where you can search for PDFs, and it will come up, and you can download it. I don't know if you're meant to be able to download it, but I've got a PDF version of it, because on Scribed, where it is, you can't download it even if you sign up. So I forgot to cancel my trial for Scribed and ended up paying, and you still can't download it off there either. But I did find a PDF copy of it online. So it is about, because I've got it up now. I've got it open. And I'll be looking into this Altana problem. Might not even fucking make it there. Might not get out of fucking Besaid by then. Could be 99 hours in Besaid. This is hard. This is hardly what I imagined it would be like, though. But I think the Water Ward is something too good to pass up on. Sorry, waterproof. Even though Water Ward may still be okay. I tell you what, I'll if I can attach it to a message on Twitter, I'll send it you. I'll send it you right after this. Come on. What will come first? 99 sphere levels or waterproof? I have a feeling it will be 99 sphere levels. If I can defeat this challenge, I think I will be fucking going down as a goat. A fucking farm animal for trying this bloody batshit crazy challenge. Yeah, Scribe ain't that good, man. I subscribed to Scribe, and it's very limiting. Yeah. See, with the PDF version, you can search. It's wonderful. You can search for keywords and stuff. Right, last few, and I'm calling it a night. This has been a very entertaining, very fun. Great to be back streaming with you, and great to have you in the chat, LG. And we had Varga join us, and we had BBJ30 as well. So it's been great to have a few of us in the chat on Christmas Day. Shame the RNG gods haven't delivered me a present, but what can we do? There's still time for a couple more. Not this piece of shit battle though. No. Yep, I'll email it to you. I don't know if I'm allowed to share it, mind you, but oh well. Blitz was telling me it's probably out of date anyway, so in terms of some of the strategies. Right, 2 minutes. How many water flans can we fight in 2 minutes? Well, there's one. So there's one. Come on. Oh, you dickhead. Good job we got that critical then. Oh! Two water walls. I think that's the best we're going to do. Right, I think this is probably the last one. Might be able to squeeze in one more. Right, we'll make this the last one. I got excited and it was a fucking water ward. Right, we'll squeeze in, I think, one more. Come on, come on. One more. Right. Thanks for joining, folks. Great to see you all. Great to bring you this new Final Fantasy X challenge. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back with more Final Fantasy X Hardcore Nuzlocke. LG, take it easy, brother. As always, I'll catch you soon. Much love. Catch you on the next one. Bye for now. Good lad. Glad you got the PDF. Enjoy. Be back on tomorrow. Hope you are as well. Catch you then. See you, bro.